depend on the wrong things most of the time as human beings, because of maybe a moment, whatever the reason may be. You understand? But even me, I'm not even going to act like I don't. Even me, sometimes I find myself depending on the wrong things. But the good thing about me is I know. You understand? Lucky for me, that kind of helps me go back to depending on what I should really be depending on when it comes to the music and the performance.
Los Angeles, Hollywood Bowl. When I say Burna, you say boy. Burna.
But for me, my short is my band, my voice, and God. That's all I need. I'm Burna Boy, and I'm a change maker.
We're at a soundstage in Los Angeles, and the band known as the Outsiders are getting in a last-minute jam session to prepare for an important rehearsal. In the next room, an assembled choir is making sure their moves are in sync with their powerful harmonies. Everyone wants to be on point before the leading man arrives.
Anything you see us do is an extension of Burna Boy. Every little detail, he has input to staging, lighting, the people that he wants in the choir, all the things that you have in the band are from him.
Damini Ogulu, better known as Burna Boy, has lots of experience with preparing for big shows. The Nigerian recording artist has headlined at arenas around the world, including in London and Paris. When we were with him October of 2021, he was preparing to perform at the Hollywood Bowl. It's a more than 18,000 capacity amphitheater in the Hollywood Hills of California that dates back to the 1920s. Although Burna Boy has performed in larger venues, he says this one is special.
Of course, it's very significant. It's Hollywood Bowl. It's my first time doing the Hollywood Bowl, and it's a historical arena, I'm trying to make history where history has been made.
Burna Boy's mother, who's also his manager, has been there for that entire progression.
Touring the US is hard. And to do it right, you have to start from the bottom and bring it all the way up. We started touring the US properly. I think we made an attempt in 2017, in 2018, 2 times in 2019. We did Portland, Oregon. We did Seattle. I've been to New Mexico. We've gone literally around America. And sometimes it's 250 cap venues. Sometimes 4,000. He didn't like it. It was a constant tell me again why the hell I'm doing this. Because we're not even making money. Because we travel with an entire band. So, you just can barely pay everyone. So it was like, we're doing this not for money, but just to build.
Outside, life on outside your madness, Chicago men.
I love the process. You understand? For me, it's like, the more the process requires, the more stories I have to tell, So it's all a blessing at the end of the day.
Part of the process is making sure his sound is just right at rehearsal.
He cares so much, so everything has to literally be perfect. And there may be times where he'll be like, don't like that. And you can't take it personally. He doesn't like it, change it.
The music part, I've been with my band since 2016. The same people you see here, so, it's just what we do.
We'll see how the Hollywood Bowl performance goes later. But first, a look back at the major moments of this music star's career.
you go
Yeah,
through?
that's nature.
Nature. You always travel with nature?
Well, now I can't because she's got all the medicals now. But she's only like 6 months.
Do you have any other pets?
Yeah, I have a monkey called Seven.
Where you keep the monkey at?
In my house in Nigeria. I'm not allowed to travel with her for some reason. Oh, Seven, you stink, man. You need to bath, man.
Burna Boy says his pets provide a bit of consistency during his hectic and sporadic touring schedules. The music maker has been an in-demand artist ever since his first hit song, Like to Party, was released in 2012.
When he did Like to Party, he was 19. It was the beginning of his journey. It was a song that the style was totally out of place for the environment. And he stuck to it. And, he built his own fan base piece by piece, person by person. For me, that song made the difference because it showed everyone Burna's lane.
Music was all I knew, was all I was very sure about because I was music since I was born. So it's like everything else was just fun.
Music has been a mainstay in Burna Boy's family. His grandfather managed Nigerian Afrobeats legend Fela Kuti, which gave Burna Boy's mother a close look at what it takes to manage a superstar. Although Bose Ogulu was a trained translator and ran a successful consultancy, Burna Boy was able to convince his mother to play the role her dad played for Fela Kuti.
He had decided to leave school and go into music without a safety net. So, who says no when you can help your child? And above that, I saw the talent. I've always seen the talent.
His mother took on the role full-time in 2017. That same year, Burna Boy signed his first global record deal with Atlantic Records. In 2018, he released the album Outside, which includes the immensely popular single Yay.
We turned down a lot of GC deals. And, the more money you're given, the more you have to give away. So, we just kept that in mind. Our biggest thing was to retain Africa as a territory and cut it out of the deal. But that was a deal breaker. We got that.
The value of your music, the value of your masters or whatever, is subject to time and place, you understand? Yeah, it's very important, but, it's also important to make the right moves at the right time.
Burna Boy doesn't do much without his mom by his side, whether it's award shows or even commercials like this Johnny Walker ad.
I'm a mogul.
They made us feel small, but we're the generation of giants.
But that doesn't mean the mother-son duo sees eye to eye on all business decisions.
We don't think we should be spending money on the same things. That's a sticky point. So he comes up with really crazy ideas, not really thinking about what it costs or what it doesn't cost. And so my first reaction used to be, no, that's not going to work. How are we going to make back that money? And then I learned, okay, it's not no, it's just let's find a way of still making it look like he wants or close to what he wants without spending as much.
Luckily, Burna Boy has a creative director on his team he trusts to help bring some of his crazy ideas to life. She's also his sister.
I like to be intentional about every single thing, every single outfit, every single video, visual on the screen, everything. I like to create a connecting thread.
Together, the family created a record label and publishing company called Spaceship Collective to manage Burna Boy and other artists. With a trusted team in place, Burna Boy is able to focus on music like he did with the 2020 album Twice as Tall, which features the hit Way Too Big. That LP earned Burna Boy a Grammy in 2021 for Best Global Music Album.
Africa, we're in the house. get me? This is a big win for my generation of Africans all over the world.
Nobody passed anything to me, so there's nothing for me to pass to anybody, to be honest. It's just, you know, whoever has a story to tell should tell it, you know. That means you're chosen to do it, you know what I mean? It's not, nobody's forced to do anything that they're not put on earth to do. But if you're put on earth to do something, then you would know that you have to do it, and you couldn't help yourself.
Next, watch Burna Boy get love in the town where his journey began. Nigerian recording artist Burna Boy has sold out shows all around the world and has become known for energetic and creative performances. We were with him in the United States as he prepared for one of his biggest shows in the country. It's the day of Burna Boy's big performance at the Hollywood Bowl in California. This is the first time he and his team get to do a run-through on the stage. Besides Burna Boy's usual band, The Outsiders, he's also using a choir and an orchestra for this show.
Yo, this is where this was. Hold on. That's always how I always wanted my band. I always wanted it to be big with the whole orchestra and the choir and all that. But you know, I couldn't really afford it at first. And now I can, so now you see it.
Burna Boy wants everything to sound right. But the confident performer says he's never worried about putting on a good show.
I can stay there and perform for 1 hour and it won't be any song that's out that have been released. I can literally do that and have everybody spellbound. Do you understand? So for me, it's different.
There was one audience Burna Boy faced that moved him a bit differently than others. Back in March of 2021, he was honored in his birth city, Port Harcourt, Nigeria, after his win at the Grammys.
How many of y'all would like your children to be like Burna Boy? That's Burna Boy.
You know how they say a prophet is never celebrated in his own home? Kind of broke that curse right there, didn't I? I've been in that position, you know, for a long time. Imagine how it feels.
Burna Boy often criticizes Nigeria's government in his music, like in the song Collateral Damage, where he talks about how government officials eat while neglecting their citizens.
But everything is, you know, I love my people and I love where I'm from and I'll do anything for them. But at the end of the day, I've always had this mind. I've always had to program my mind in the way that, look, no matter how much you love your home and how much you want to do everything and, you know, you just feel, right? I had to channel my mind to, man, why do I keep beating myself up and trying to make them love me so much that, like, make them see me like who I really am, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, man, I'm not a musician who is just giving you vibes or giving you nice beats and talking whatever just so you can dance. Do you understand? Every one of my songs is basically a part of my soul. Do you understand? So it's not, to me, it's far from a joke.
The man known as the African Giant was humbled when he was officially honored by the government of his home state.
Actually, I'm not going to follow this. This is my first time I've ever been in any kind of situation like this or any government house, so please forgive me for not understanding this. But yeah, I really appreciate being here, and this is probably the biggest honor that would be bestowed on me, you know, since I was born, because it's one thing to win the Grammy and it's one thing to be applauded everywhere else in the world, and it's another thing to be loved in your own home, and that is...
Although Burna Boy now lives mostly in Lagos and London, he and his family say they continually give back to his hometown through strategic partnerships.
This charity called The Reach, and they're from Port Harcourt, where we were all born. And basically they go to different local governments and feed people every week, and it ends up being about like 3,000 people are being fed a week. The follow-up is, okay, you're feeding people, that's a band-aid. What's the cure, right? So we have this other thing called the Miseducation Foundation, where our main goal is how can you empower people in the long run so they can fend for themselves. So they're not here every month on this same line trying to get a food pack. Do you know what I mean? It balances out, and these are the things that everything is in direct tangent with what Burna stands for, because I guess it's what we all stand for.
The latter project was started in 2020 during Nigeria's EndSARS movement. Many initially criticized Burna Boy for not speaking in support of the large protests against police brutality.
People were complaining because I didn't even know it was happening. I was busy with my mom having surgery, you feel me? So I didn't know what the hell was. I had no idea what was going on, to be honest. Until like you know, it was kind of deep, you know. But obviously as soon as I caught wind, you get me, you start doing what I could do, and you feel me? To see like my generation actually trying to do something, and you know, not just lay down like the past generations, you know. And actually I felt like, yeah, okay, all this shit I've been singing about, like, okay, someone's been taking it serious, you know. So that kind of gave me a sense of pride and stuff, and I was just proud of my generation, man, you know.
I thank the best governor I've ever experienced, because when I know say me, I know even like politics or politicians. You understand? But this my governor here has shown me that there's hope for the future, there's hope for the youth, and there's hope for us. I love you, Port Harcourt, and anything I am, anywhere I go, I carry you with me.
After receiving an official proclamation from the governor, the passionate entertainer couldn't help but transition his speech to this hometown crowd into an impromptu performance. Next, it's showtime in California. It's about an hour before showtime at the Hollywood Bowl in California, and Burna Boy is going through his typical pre-performance routine, which includes steaming his throat. He takes pride in his vocal performance and chooses not to use autotune like many of today's artists do.
It's not that I don't respect it, it's just like, it's different, you feel me? It's like, if you use it properly, you get me, and you don't sound like you're an actual robot, then yeah, you get me? There's people who use it right, and it's like, this is nice, you feel me? But then there's other times it's just cringy, like, bruh, what is it? Come on, bro.
I would say that Burna's voice, in one word, is authenticity. He is authentic to the T. I think he's acknowledged that it's really important to be an artist first before anything. Because anything you are giving, anything you are expressing is art.
Los Angeles, Hollywood Bowl. When I say Burna, you say boy. Burna, make some noise for Burna Boy.
Burna Boy is about to perform in one of the most historic venues in Los Angeles, a city that he once thought didn't really exist.
I didn't even think LA was a real place. I thought it was like a movie, like just for movies, and I thought it was just a video game thing. And, yeah, man.
It all becomes very real as he steps on the stage. At that point, after all the practice and preparation, Burna Boy says it all becomes a very spiritual experience.
Everybody is in this world for different reasons, man, you feel me? And when you know what you're in this world to do, then it comes easy. It becomes easier when you know and understand what you're supposed to be doing in life, you feel me? So I feel like that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, I just do it. I'm a religious person, but not in the sense that the word will define it. You understand?
Are you feeling that?
to me being religious is me being conscious of the fact that there is a higher power. The only thing I know for sure is that I know what's right and I know what's wrong. Do you understand? I know what my spirit is happy about and I know what my spirit is not happy about.
His spirit certainly seemed happy during this performance. The nearly 2-hour show was filled with energy and surprises. Like when he brought out one of Nigeria's other singing superstars, Wizkid.
Great show around, it's a legendary moment, you know, like almost every, like on my shows is legendary moments, but obviously Hollywood Bowl is a Hollywood Bowl, you know, it's a legendary venue, and, you know, I had my legendary band and, you know, singing my legendary songs, and it was beautiful. It was almost like I could feel the vibe of people just getting together, just different people who haven't seen each other for years. You know, it just felt like almost like a reunion for some reason. I mean, it's an amazing, it's Hollywood, you know.
Since this show in October, Burna Boy went on to tour in Europe and ended 2021 with a big show back in Lagos, Nigeria. He also recently announced plans to headline at another historic American venue in April, Madison Square Garden. It all falls in line with what the singer told us his future goals were.
Let's do more of what I've done. Just do what I've done times 7, I guess.